Looks like it. Anything else? All right, I'm going on. Yes. Greetings. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yep.
Good. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm not going through your trials, fortunately. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good today. You know, I'm waiting for some reports, but this is the best I felt about everything. So if I get over the next couple bumps, I'll be good.
Good.
Yeah. We're recording. That's okay.
Sure.
Okay. I promise not to say any bad words.
I don't.
Me either. So you did send me a, well, first tell me what's been going on. We haven't gotten together for a while.
Yeah. So we've been working on some training, not as much as I would have liked, not as much as I should have. And I mentioned that she seems to be getting a little more spirited, which I layman guess was, okay, she's rounding into dog adolescence and gets a little stubborn. So if I'm trying to get out the door without her, she wants to follow and things like that.
Okay, I have some just suggestions for that. We'll go over it in a while.
Okay.
What did I want to ask you? I did have a question for you. Oh, did you ever get your DNA test?
I got the breed information. I don't have yet. They sent me the medical, which I was less concerned about.
Yeah.
But at least there's not a lot. I think they had one.
But didn't they include some of the breed information with the medical?
It was blank. They said it'll come to you in I don't know, soon.
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all disappointed. I thought we'd have a good discussion on that today. Darn.
And I'll double check while we're chatting.
Yeah.
Just in case.
On your email, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's find out what's going on there.
I'm headless here.
Because usually the medical information is based on the breed. In other words, that's the kind of information to get you. This breed is prone to this kind of something or that kind of something.
Yeah, so the fact that they parsed it but didn't give me a lot on the breed seemed weird. Just says coming soon.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, what you'll do maybe is text it to me or forward it to me to my email, and this way
okay.
But the medical information, didn't they say, you know, this breed is inclined for this blood or that kind of disease, or they didn't include any of that in there?
Yeah, so The only thing they said they detected was, what is it? That's not it.
Maya.
Does not have the test. Okay, this site is confusing because it says, so it says what they researched some 200 and something genetic conditions. I thought yesterday they said they detected, oh, there it is. Degenerative myelopathy, which is the potential for a degenerative spinal cord. They called it dog ALS.
Huh. And they say there's a propensity for that without naming the breed.
There's no breed information. It just says Maya inherited one copy of a variant, and here's what it is, and that it's common in a lot of some terriers and a King Charles Spaniel.
Okay, that's exactly right. Okay, I know they, in order for them to make a determination, what they do is just look back on the history, the medical history of that breed. So we're detecting at least, which I suspected, even though we were told she was a Dutch Shepherd, that she looks sort of terrierish. Her ears, like my dog has little pricked ears too. They come to us through the bulldog in her, not through the terrier. Although she is American Staffordshire Terrier, 46% American Staffordshire Terrier, also with the pricked ears. So she has pricked ears, which oftentimes is a trait of a terrier. One of the Wheatons. If you look at all of them, they all have that little floppy tip to their ear.
Yeah, and despite what they said, even when she was a puppy, looking at her visually, it looked that she was a little bit more terrier than that. So it sounds like that's lining up with.
And she's brindle
preliminary
also, right? She's brindle also, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You don't see many shepherds that are brindle.
Well, that's the only reason I was grasping at straws, going Dutch Shepherd, maybe. But
yeah, it's so funny. I never get an unless it's a purebred or they know the mom and dad. I never get a good accurate. So it's so much easier just to do that DNA and then. Okay, that's cool. So what we talked about, which I translated as focus and reliability, is now she's not as easily coaxed into things. And yes, in adolescence, that's more or less a characteristic of adolescence, that they may or may not listen as reliably because they're testing themselves and testing you.
Yep.
So what we intend to do then is just to continue to train the same way and just try and exercise a little bit more patience and the coaxing of come on, that's that encouraging voice that things are good, things are getting better, and you're really doing a good job. Just as an approach. From what you told me, there was and this may be caused by something else that I wanted to talk to you about because I noticed it in here. But I think you told me you used the crate for more or less timeouts. You didn't put her in there as a punishment. You just put her in there for a little bit of a timeout and let her out right away, right? Or did you put her in there because you couldn't take it anymore and you needed her to really calm down, and it might be up to a half hour or something like that where she would be in there?
Yeah, it wasn't usually that long. It was usually short, but I stopped doing that after we talked. When she gets uppity with me, I kick her out of my office.
When you say you kick her out, how do you get her out?
I got doors.
Okay. All right.
So I just put her out there and then she stares at me not being in here.
Okay. I have found that closing doors is not a great practice. Now I do it for silence, to keep out. And basically she does, um, I do it myself, but I don't recommend it. But it is so damn convenient. It's a form of punishment. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we would do in that case is shut it for a period of time and then open it within 30 seconds.
Okay.
In other words, she'll forget in 30 seconds what she was
Just
doing that caused it.
send the signal and she calms down, and then let her go on about it.
Yeah, because living in the moment the way they do, they just live in the absolute moment that they're living in, not looking to the past or the future. Okay.
Right.
So that moment is over in 30 seconds, usually, unless they're all wound up over something. It might take a minute or two. Okay. But if you need to say, they come back, it's like, oh, here you are, Dad. It's like a brand new day.
Okay.
And they forgot about what it was that was annoying you.
Right.
So that's my suggestion on the door closing, although it is an advantage with the glass. And they can still see you. I mean, they're going, there he is. I know he's there. I can't give you the exact brain function, but if you just continually remember that they're in the moment, and you can change that moment for them. I call it changing the channel. You hit it, and then all of a sudden it's a brand new world. The treats are out. No, I'm training. Oh, okay, let's do that. Let's play fetch. Let's do other training games. Now that's what I wanted to talk to you about, the crate, because if she's not going in the crate as she once did, we have to make the crate game more valuable. That means we got to play a longer crate game with them, where they get rewarded for being in the crate. We went over that, right?
Yeah.
Crate game. Okay.
Well, yeah, and these two things are aligned. She doesn't want to go in if she's getting wound up. She sees me leaving or something like that. So, I mean, most of the time she still will go in if I ask her to. Simply, it's just, it'll cross over if I need her not to chase me out the door. Right.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about that. Leaving is really, I used to, going in people's homes. No, don't leave. Wait, and then they had some sort of setup that, let me hold and put them on a leash, whatever it is, so the dog doesn't go running out. Okay. So we know that it's stressful when you leave. Okay. Based on what you're telling me, that she starts to stress. So one thing I would do with my girl when I was training her would be just take that treat and toss it a little bit away from the door, and then slip out the door. Or a toy with treats in it.
Yeah.
Okay. That, I've shown you how I load up a Kong with treats. Doesn't matter if they come out right away or they come out later. They'll still play with the toy for a period of time. But this, again, changing that channel, all of a sudden the Kong is out with a bunch of treats in it, and you toss it, she's going to forget pretty quick that you're leaving.
Right. Okay.
Even if it's just a treat.
All right.
So it's a good way. Now, there are other things you can do when you leave. I mean, it doesn't sound like she's got bad separation anxiety, though, huh?
No, she's not destructive or anything. She just, it becomes challenging for me to get out the door because she wants to go with.
All right. And then, of course, you start getting a little frustrated, and she feels that, she gets a little bit more wound up too.
Right.
But if the procedure now includes a treat and a Kong with treats in it, she's gonna get along a lot better for you leaving.
Right. She'll both be distracted, and at least for the moment, she's got treats.
Yeah, she'll be occupied. Now you can carry this one step further. I may have told you that they have treat dispensers when you leave that you can actually control with your phone. There used to be several $100, $500, and you can see, you can train your dog remotely with your phone and a treat dispenser in the house. and you can give cues and,
Okay.
you know, occupy your dog. Now that's to the extreme. Okay. That's to the extreme, but you can still hide treats or toys around the house. Just, and again, it's only for the moment,
Yep.
because what's a dog's life when you leave? Basically sleep. That's what
Right.
they're going to do. And, you know, if they're occupied a little bit for a few moments, that sort of encourages, I think, the thought process, the thinking, the mental exercise, and then they just, which I'm sure your dog does. Now, by making the crate more attractive with crate games, lots of rewards when in the crate, even if the door is open, that becomes more of a home place too. Your dog probably lies in the crate when you're not there.
Yeah.
So that's the safe, nice place. And we engender that by treating through a crate game or getting in the crate.
Okay.
All right. So we don't want to, you know, just because she goes in the crate so nicely now, we don't want to stop the rewards. We don't want to just, we fade them, but in order to freshen it up a little bit, we can always just give. I would say the 12 years I had my shepherd, she always got treated when, you know, when she went in the crate at my request or my cue.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I still do it regularly.
Good.
And she still, she'll listen most of the time when I ask her to. If I've just got to get on a call or keep her away from the door because somebody's knocking or something. But it, like I said, when she wants to go out or follow me or whatever.
Natural, you know, what normal things. You just have
Yeah.
to, you know, try. I always say, when I call it not losing patience, but, you know, getting frustrated and things like that. And it does happen. It does happen to all of us. So what else we got there? Those are pretty simple. Where are we on the training? Do we do you know, I have that boot camp thing where I get your dog revved up in a game. We haven't done that very much. Do you play games with her, fetch and you know, tug of peace and all that, or is it pretty much just you know, a little training here and you're so good I don't even need to train you? That's how it is with my dog. I hate to tell you. I don't train her very much. You know, I train, most of her training goes outside when I'm walking her.
Okay. We do play. I wouldn't call it fetch as much. So
Fetch is a very
indoors.
valuable exercise, and I'll tell you why. There are 4 separate cues that we use in fetch, all which can be used individually, are very valuable.
Right.
Did we go over this? I think we did, didn't we?
Maybe, but it's getting her to come back and drop.
Okay. All right.
A little fuzzy.
That's the 3-ball trick. Okay. That's the 3 squeaky ball trick.
Okay.
All right. Do you have 3 squeaky balls?
I got 1.5. She de-squeaked one of them already, but I'll go get some more.
All right. Kong. I recommend the Kongs.
Yep, that's what I got.
Get at least 3. And
Okay.
we can play it, but I'll tell you how to play it. And if you get it, you'll try it. And you can always text me for a refresher. But it's get it, take it, bring it, give it. All with different hand signals. The first hand signal is easy. Get it. You got the ball in there. Squeak it once or twice, get them interested in it, and toss it.
Yep.
As they're approaching it, generally like that, you say, as soon as you see them get the take, you say, take it.
Okay.
Okay. They hear that and they're doing it.
Got it.
Then it's bring it. You know, the international hand signal for come or recall. Bring it.
Okay.
I'm trotting up. Put your hand out, give it. Of course, they just drop it in there, right? And that's it.
Right.
No, doesn't happen that way. But it could. And if it does, we can give a reward, treat, or we can do another toss. both of them are rewards. Okay.
Okay.
The give it, okay, with the handout, we would like it dropped in there. Doesn't happen right away. You can put your hand on it and wait for him to drop it, then click and treat or toss the other ball. That's
Okay.
the reward. Squeak it and toss it. And of course, when you toss it again, you say, go get it. Then we start again.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
if,
As it is, sorry, as it is right now, give it turns into a different game, which is either tug on this ball in my mouth or you get to chase me now.
no, that's the last choice. We never chase a dog.
I got it.
Under any circumstances, even if we want it to come to us, we go the opposite direction.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it becomes their game. We never give them that game. Now, there's a bunch of other tricks you can do with the ball. Okay. Remember, you got 3 balls. Okay.
Yep.
You got 3. So you have a choice of squeaking and throwing. If your dog does not drop the ball and goes to the other ball, you have a choice then. You can go with them to the other ball and just pick it up and take it back to where you started. And then he's looking at you doing all the work and going, wait a second, I'm not playing this game. I like the game where I chase it and bring it. And he runs after me and all that other stuff. But when you just pick it up and just say, oh, these are my balls, and you walk away with them, then they're coming, well, I want those balls. And you entice them to continue to play with you. Okay. And that's where I said, like, I call it boot camp, but there's a rhythm that you do this with. The rhythm is get it, take it, bring it, give it. And we encourage that at each. So let's say you're tossing and your dog is looking at you real stupid. You run after it and get it, pick it up and squeeze it. Oh, that was fun. And this rhythm, this excitement that you're generating in the game, they smell it, they see it, and they hear it. And that encourages the game, the rhythm of the game.
Okay.
Okay. So on this, if you remember the 4 cues as separate cues that you can use in different ways, like the set of keys that fell on the ground, get it, give it, or go ahead over there, and you point and the dog looks, go ahead, and you keep pointing and then they go over there and then you call them. I mean, you can just improvise these cues in different scenarios.
Okay.
All right. So they're very valuable. And, I take them to the extreme. You do it in the house a while, and then if you have a space outside or in a different environment, that's the reliability. That once it's reliable in the house, you can take it outside and try and get it reliable.
Okay.
The focus and is all in the cue, the execution, and the reward. That's where the focus comes from, because the dog is responding to all of those cues.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So I think I handled what we talked about in the text about this rhythm, this eye contact, this excitement in your face, all these things your dog will pick up on.
Okay.
That's how they recognize.
And it sounds like it might, well, so there's a space near my house and a couple other dog owners, friendly dog owners, take their dogs up there, let them off leash. It's big enough for them to run around and play. Maya behaves pretty well when there are other dogs up there and stays put, but yesterday, a day or two ago, she got startled by some loud car or something and went home. The traffic's not much of a risk, but at least there is a neighborhood alley that could be an issue. So that obviously isn't good.
You want my opinion? I want to hear more, but before I give it, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I'm going to guess it's quit taking her up there till you get her more sorted out with
Yeah, the recall is the most important thing, and that's what you really need to work on before you let her out in the public, I would still recommend a fenced in environment, or a very large field, very,
Okay.
where you don't have to worry that she's going to run off that far.
Right.
Before my girl came up limp one day, and I decided not to run her anymore because I think she's too muscle bound. I could, I might let her run again. I mean, she runs around the house, she runs out in my back lanai and all. But I don't encourage her being off lead at all. They see a rabbit, they see a dog that they're very interested off in the distance, or a wild animal. I've had my dogs go after wild animals, rabbits, squirrels, hedgehogs. I had a shepherd that went after a hedgehog. I thought it was going to be over for her. You play a dangerous game. I mean, I've been out, in those environments, because they're looking for prey the whole time. They really are. They're looking for stuff to get into. They're smelling things. It's kind of dangerous. I guess as a professional, I always have to recommend, unless it's a fenced in area, I would not let your dog off leash. Off leash training is pretty advanced. And, just to have your dog run with another dog, I always compare it to play and pray. I call it play and pray. It means a lot of different things, but I'm saying pray, Prey.
I got it.
That's what they're acting out when they're, quote, playing. I refer back to wolves, okay? Other prey animals. Their play is a form of learning how to execute getting the prey. They're hardwired. Have we talked about this?
Yeah.
We have.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. That hard wiring is gonna pull them to the prey. Okay. When they're playing, you'll see they execute all the hard wiring of their prey drive. They look and stare. They chase one another. They fight and bite one another. They don't do the kill, the eat, and all that part. But that's how they learned to do that. That's how wolves learn. That's how lions learn. That's how leopards learn how to, knock the prey. You see them play with animals. It's all the prelude to killing it.
Right.
So it can be a little sticky when your dog is playing with other dogs. Most dogs, they're domesticated. They're nice. Mine isn't. She's a bully. She's got a lot of American bull and English bull in her and American Staffordshire Terrier. She's going to use her muscles. She doesn't bite. I've never seen her bite anything. A person, a dog, maybe a grasshopper if she gets one. She likes small insects, or larger insects, I should say. She will bite at them, but she likes to push her muscles and bump into them and nose them and do everything she can do to them to bully them.
Okay.
And it's not fun for me. Because they end up going after her.
Okay. But
I used to take my shepherd out, and she would play and play, and then eventually she'd fight. And I still took her to dog parks, and I know other people are doing the same thing, and their dogs are fighting with other people's dogs. So I recommend against it. What does it do as I say, not as I do? But I don't take her out anymore. What I have to do is take her to a dog park, keep her on a leash, and let her meet all the dogs to desensitize her from this constant pushing and growling and her displays.
Right. Okay. With regards to her getting spooked outside, is that just something we keep? Hopefully, she gets desensitized to with more and more time, and getting a little older.
Depends on the spook, doesn't it? It could be a loud you know, it could be a lightning. It could be this. It could be that. You know, you can't really, you know, the part of the thing of being spooked is it's unpredictable. You know, a person can spook your dog.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. I mean, cars and trucks. So here's the issues. Will be out on a walk, and there's not really much I can do about the whatever's spooking her. But when she gets that way, she wants to stop and turn around, and that may be going away from home. But I can just sort of, I don't know, figure out, let her feel like we're going.
Do you ever
home
take
and then circle
rewards
around.
on a walk with you?
Occasionally, I haven't done much. I haven't had
Think about
something
it.
when I get this. Okay.
Think about that as part of your desensitization. That
Okay.
what I try and do with her is when I do see another dog is to start throwing treats in her mouth to try and get her to maybe look at this as being a good time that she sees another dog.
Right.
It hasn't come down to that yet, unfortunately. But I'm still trying. I'm still, you know, trying to remember always to have my treat bag on me and to use it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it might help. And there's also something called the reaction zone. If, you know, she sees something, to get outside the reaction zone, so she's not reacting so much.
What is, wait, outside of the reaction zone? That's not a location.
Yes, it is. It is because
Okay, so get away from wherever the thing was.
Correct, where it is.
Okay.
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 If it's a dog, a person, a machine,
Right.
dogs will react up until a point till they're far enough away that they're not reacting. So if there's something that they're reacting to, you know, you can cross the street, go in a driveway. I mean, I do it all the time. Some of my neighbors do it now too. They see me doing it and they figure, hey, maybe it works, so they give me some more space.
Okay.
So that's what you might want to think about also when you're out there.
Okay. Yeah.
What else you got for me? Got a few minutes left.
Oh, another version of the adolescent's behavior is she'll just, on occasion, she just starts barking at me.
All right, that's an easy one. Sit.
Bark, 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 bark.
Treat.
Okay. I'll just keep
All right,
after
well,
her.
bring out that treat bag. Bring out that treat bag. Bring out a ball. Bring out some, to change that channel. That barking thing could be a number of things. Okay. When my dog starts barking at me, I get the leash and take her for a walk because I know she's got to make.
Well, there are times when I think it's that, and then there are times when she starts doing it right after we got back, and she just wound up.
Okay, well, the wind up. What's the wind up?
I don't know. We come back from a walk. I let her off, and then I'm guessing she just wants more attention.
Well, or, you know, I look at it as maybe it's a good time to train, you know, do some sits and downs and take a ball and toss it, you know, maybe a chew toy or something, you know, to occupy her again, to change that channel.
Okay.
It could be, you know, walking outside, you know, if you got a backyard, sitting in the backyard for a minute and then going back in the house, something just to distract her from, you know, I always say the 3 ways to stop barking. Okay, I told you the 3 ways to stop barking, right? No?
D's.
You didn't write that one down? Huh?
I erased my board. Is that the
Oh,
3
right.
D's?
No, that's something else. But close. They are 3 Ds. Distract is 1. Distract, distract.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
There's one
Changing
other
the
way
channel.
you can redirect. That's a joke. No, they have another one. They have another way to stop barking is to teach your dog to bark, and
Okay.
then teach them a
Yep.
cutoff switch.
Yep.
Okay. So you go bark, bark. They look at you like you're crazy. They go, you say bark, bark. You go, "Ruff, ruff, ruff, ruff." They'll bark. Then you reward them.
Okay.
So you bark at them, you teach them the bark cue. Then you teach bark and you go, shh. And naturally they look at you and then you reward again.
Okay.
So you teach the bark, then teach the cutoff. And that's the conventional way to stop barking. I just say distract them a little bit and that should do the trick.
Sure. Yeah. Whoops, did I lose you?
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. Where'd you go?
That's you. Was that you?
What?
There was a picture
Me?
came up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just put it in my Zoom profile at the beginning of Zoom.
I'm just teasing you a little bit. Well, we covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
It looks like most of the stuff that you put in your questionnaire has really been dealt with, I think. The jumpy and hyper, I mean, you've distracted them. You know, you can train them a little bit when they act up like that.
Yeah, we're working on the jumping is progressing slow because she doesn't really do it to me.
Okay.
But
Who did she do it to?
She does it to my daughter, who is working on just getting her to sit instead of jump until we give her attention.
Okay, what I'm going to suggest to you is the walk away. You know, just do the turning of the body, the talking with the knees, as opposed to now you're going to be trained because you're jumping. Okay, no, we want to just get her not to jump. There's the turnaround and the walk away. There's about 3 levels that your dog has to take you to. First couple of times, you do the turn, the little talk to them with the knees, I call it, but it's just a little body language. Then you can do the turnaround and add the walk away. And by that time, it should be enough. The dog really has the picture. The walk away is just like really for other people. You should not have to do the walk away. It should not progress that far. And I'm really referring to your daughter at this point. If she's, she's a regular. For other people, they don't get it right away. You just tell them, just use your body language. Like I say, if it's other people beside your daughter, well, it's really for everybody, but it's just how far you have to take it before your dog understands. They understand pretty quickly from the initial body language, the drawing away that you don't want to be bothered.
Right.
And that's where adolescence comes in and puppyhood comes in. By the time they're adult dogs, they know really well what's expected of them.
Sure. All right. Yeah.
You're good?
I'm doing my best.
All right. Well, like I say, we have another session left. We'll do a wrap up. You just you go on that note board of anything you think that is important to bring up for next time, so we can deal with it. From what I hear, we don't work with her too much, but hopefully, I don't really want to meet with you until we have her DNA. So when you get the DNA, let me know, because just one session, and then we can deal a little bit with the DNA. We'll do a little bit of a wrap up and anything else that has come up in the week or so that we'll have.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yep.
I'm here for you.
Thank you, Bob.
All right. Thank you.